Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the PNP nominations Holy Grail. Yes, we had to split it. I had to split it to make it 2 parts. Save this video so you can have it when you're ready to apply. Something that I want you to know if you're in Canada, before you even come, whichever province you are going to, ensure that that province has a PNP pathway. This is something that you need to know if you are coming here, whether as a worker or an international student. Ensure that the province that you are going to, even right now, if you're in Canada, look at the province, the PNP pathway that that province has. Are you qualified for it? Go to provinces that you are qualified for the PNP pathway. This is very important, especially if you're coming here or you are here, right? This is because don't let PNP be something that you fall back onto, because I told you it's the holy grail. Plan so that you are qualified for PNP pathway, that you can use this pathway to get your permanent residence quicker, right? So don't choose a province that at the end of the day you wouldn't be qualified for your PNP pathway, because the PNP pathway is really the way how the government uses to fill their labor market shortage and demand. So that simply means if you're going to a province, let me break it down for you so that you get exactly what I'm saying. It simply means if you are going to a province and based on your career path, you are not qualified for their PNP pathway in that province, honey, run. You need to run, because it means that jobs in that province won't be the best for you because they don't have a shortage for your career. Run to another province that your career aligns with. You need to run to a province that has opportunities for you and your career path. So that means you have a lot of opportunities to pick, choose, refuse from. PNP pathways. Look at PNP path. It is the holy grail. I tell you, when I say it's the holy grail, it is the holy grail. Because even before, for me, when I was coming to Canada, I used to look at the PNP pathways to see the labor market demand that each province has. That could have helped me to narrow down the right province that I needed to go to for my career, right? And you can look at each province and look at what the market demands are and their strategies are. But the PNP, when they say, okay, they have a pathway for tech, that means there's a shortage right there, right? So look at that, and that will help you to have more options. Even if you came to BC and they say they have a shortage for tech, but you're not finding tech jobs, that should not be the case. There will be a market for tech, but if you are not finding the jobs when you get here, it simply means that people are catching on to the fact that there's a market and you have more competitors to worry about. So then you look for the next best province to put out your job offers, right? That in the end you can get PNP nomination. It's the holy grail. Just look at it. Ensure that wherever you're going, you qualify for pathway. BC is mostly tech, and I see that even when I look at their different pathways, they have more than one pathway for tech and people in STEM. Like, it's so easy to see. You have a tech pathway, then you have a BC healthcare pathway. Like, it is, but they do have a pathway for skilled workers for other occupations. They said the processing time for that is like 3 months, right? But they do have it, and it's so easy to not see it. Especially for me, I didn't see it earlier. I always say BC is tech, but they do have pathway for persons who are servers, other things. But you have to be looking. I realized it when I started looking for a friend. That's how I started. And for me, if I would recommend, I prefer BC in terms of PNP pathways over Ontario. Yes, Ontario might want engineers and software engineering, and maybe they might have a little bit more job opportunities than BC. But at the end of the day, BC you can apply to free to show interest. And then when they do their invitations and you are selected, then you go ahead and pay your money. Ontario, on the other hand, from the beginning that you're going to apply for Ontario, you have to have your moolah. You have to have that money to even apply to show interest. And you may never be selected. I don't know if that makes sense, but hey, it's a business. It's demand and supply. They have so many people there, and people love Ontario that they're willing to pay that money before even knowing if they'll have a chance. So that's two things to note. If you're a black person coming here and you want to go to the bigger cities, because let's be honest, we are minorities and you want to feel more comfortable, then I understand why you'd want to go to Ontario, as well as BC is a bit more expensive than Ontario. But you need to factor in things like that. Your permanent residence at the end of the day is important, and you want to be somewhere where PNP you don't have to pay money for. PNP, yes, you use it to get more points. Each province has their own little application page, right, where you go and you apply. But at the end of the day, when you get those points, they will send that notification to you in your express entry pool to say, are you willing to accept a nomination from the province? And you will say yes or no. Yeah, you can decline it if you want, right? And that lasts, I believe, for up to 6 months. So you can do that. So here it is, worst case. Say they send you a nomination in your pool to accept, and you accepted it, you submitted your express entry profile, but maybe they denied it. You still have 6 months, if they didn't take too long to give you that answer, to re-apply again. And that's something for you to note. Also, with the PNP nominations, just know it is not something separate. At the end of the day, everything goes back in the express entry. It's just a way to get you the more points for the express entry pool, right? A lot of PNP pathways, the English level or the requirement tends to be a bit lower than express entry, but they always ensure that they tell you that even though an English language test of 4 might be required for the PNP pathway, they tell you that your level of English, right, at the end of the day when it comes to the express entry profile, must be up to par with that of the program underneath express entry that you are qualified for. So for example, for federal skilled worker, you know you need a minimum of, I believe it's like 7 for your English language, but for PNP you need a level of at least 4. It doesn't mean that you can have 5 and get PNP nomination and be qualified for federal skilled worker. It means that therefore you need to try to improve your English level for the express entry. At the end of the day, even though you get nomination, right, you still have to default to make sure that you qualified under the express entry for whichever category that you are applying to. So yes, you have 600 points, but you need to be qualified for each category that you are applying for in the express entry. Thank you so much for coming and watching my videos, and don't forget to tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to see. We're here to add value. We're here to change lives. We're here to help people reach their goal of being permanent residents and citizens in Canada, and to achieve their dream job, their dream goals, their dream businesses. And for me personally, I don't think I'll ever be going to get that IRCC license, but never say never. I don't think I'm going to go and get that. So I'll always be here as a source of free tips that add value. That's my goal. Add value, adding value. There's no money that you can spend to get value. value is valid, it's priceless, and that's my purpose here. So wishing you all the best on your Canadian journey, and don't forget to keep up with the latest news. Love you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and learn more about Canada and your process and your pathways. You could have chosen any other YouTuber, but you chose my channel. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. Mwah. Love it. Thank you, and I appreciate you all. So thanks from my heart. Thank you. Mwah. Don't think I'm saying thanks enough. So mwah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anyway, see you in the next video. If you have any questions or any video ideas, drop them down in my comments down below. And remember, go to my description box if you need additional information. I always ensure I type things there. It's descriptive for you to gain additional knowledge for anything that you might need that I talk about in this video. So all the best to you on your journey. See you in the next one. Bye.